Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Christy Tammy here, coming to you live from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada.
Yay. We're at my daughter's house.
So we're visiting family, having a great time. By the way, if my head is kind of moving left and right, is I have 3 monitors here, and we have our stuff on the right-hand side. And to see you, I'm actually on the left-hand side, and my notes are in the center. So again, it's just a little bit of FYI for you on how we organize when we do our trainings. First of all, let's welcome everybody here. Let's see here. We have Bakshi from Bangladesh, and we have Robert Bakley. Great to have you here. We have Regeneration Zone. We have Philip McLeod. Great to have you here from Texas. Esther from Accra, Ghana. Welcome, Esther. Great to see you here. We have Melanie from New Guinea. That's awesome. Yeah, we have Corky from Missouri. We have Milford from Noblesville, Indiana. Let's see here. We have Napa from Indio, and let's see. We have Cindy from Massachusetts. We have Ian. Ian, not to worry. I'll give you some tips on how to resolve your issue. But of course, there's a support system. But I will give you some pointers to help you with the issue in the area you're getting. Let's see. We have Andres from South Africa. We have here Raleigh, great to have you from St. Lucia. Wow, awesome.
Beautiful there.
We have Chris from Lynchburg, it's Virginia, I guess. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. We have Bob. We have Bob from Central Kansas. We have MC. Great to have you here from Texas here, MC. We have Johnny, and let's see here from Ghana. Great to have you here. We have Nopanza from Zambia. Great to have you here. This is awesome. We have Mark Stevens from Idaho. We have Filera from Belgium. Great to have you here. We have Courtney from Ontario. Courtney, you should mention where you're from, but I do know where you're from. Let's see here. We have Marie-Paul from Ottawa. Actually moved from Toronto to Ottawa.
Yeah,
welcome, Marie-Paul.
We're in the Ottawa area now.
We're in your city right now. Let's see. Michelle from Ohio. We have Mary from Pennsylvania. We have, look at this. We have Manga Digest from Dubai. Great to have you here.
Nice.
We have here Linwood from Metropolitan area. Great to have you here. We have Marco. Great, wonderful.
There's lots of people coming
of you here coming in. This is absolutely awesome. So, folks, before we begin, just wanted to make sure that you are aware that there will always be challenges. There will always be little issues. There will always be scenarios that may kind of try to get you out of the game. My advice, our advice, Tammy and I, is never, never, never give up. Always stay the course. GotBackup is a wonderful, wonderful venture. It's a price point that everybody can afford. It's a service that everyone needs. And the service keeps evolving, keeps improving. I know that all my stuff is on the cloud, and I'll give you a few pointers on how to handle a few things. If you're having some challenges or issues, now we're not going to be able to resolve all of them here because we're not doing a one-on-one technical support, but there's a lot of things that I think we can help you resolve just by applying some of the concepts that Tammy and I have been using to help a lot of folks, because the software really works, but sometimes each computers may have a different blueprint on what's running, the software, security software, how old your computer may be, and what you've installed. I mean, interfere with other things, not GotBackup, but will cause an issue for GotBackup. But folks, there's not a problem that we can resolve. Every single issue can be resolved. We just need to figure out what's going on, and that's why the technical support is important. Okay, but I will give you some pointers as we go through the back office one-on-one training, which is the name of the training this morning. But this week, Tammy had a lot of fun. It was Tammy's birthday this week on Wednesday. And in fact, we're grateful for our CEO, Joel, that did the presentation. It was wonderful. I know last Saturday he did the training.
Yeah. We were axe throwing while you guys were on presentation.
You know, guys, if you've never done that, this is an awesome activity. It's axe throwing. And start with two hands at first, and then you can do the Mohican later on with one hand. But I'm telling you, that's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And last night we went out to, in fact, Tammy's daughter bought her a beautiful tickets for a concert and took us for a nice dinner.
Yeah.
We had a great, great time with the family. And that's exactly what this industry is all about, folks, is to give you the time to live the life that you want to live, opposed to the life that you have to live. That's why we're telling you, stay the course. Okay, so let's begin, and let me share my screen over here. Let me remove this and let me add this over here. Here we go. Okay, and again, folks, if we don't attend to your question, just post a comment, and for the next 24 hours, I tend to monitor the comments, and if there's any issues there, we can certainly help you there. And again, don't forget the customer service is there to support you, and they will address every single one of them. Just make sure that you go back to it, and I will come back to exactly where this is located. Anything else you want to add before we begin?
No, always excited to do the basics. I do want to welcome all the new people who have come aboard, because I do know that it's growing fast, which is super exciting. And it's very important that the new members are plugged in and are showing up on the trainings until they can actually train themselves to train other people. And that's really what Chris and I have always done. We've always, just taken the lead. And the moment we got started with GotBackup, the first thing I did was I went through the whole website and just to see what was available. And it's always evolving, just so you know. So it's important that you go check it out and see what's new. And obviously, Joel, he has such a great system of communication, which is absolutely critical in business. And he's always letting everybody know when things are happening. So if you're not plugged in, you're going to miss a lot of things. So make sure you're always plugged in. And your team members too are always plugged in. And
Andres, I totally agree with you. The service is super fast, and things keeps evolving, folks. And this is what's nice is Joel owns the technology. GVO, which is the parent company, owns many different divisions. And you probably heard Senshark and all of these things. There's all sort of things. There's the VIP training that's available there that Tammy and I and Joel put some trainings in there and courses, and there's one coming up very soon. And folks, these are all tools that are designed to help you grow, to help you evolve. And like Tammy said, is you want to plug in. It's very, very important. Now, today we're going to run through the back office, and through the information we're going to be passing on, we're going to share with you a few tips. And the goal here that today is really to how to efficiently navigate your back office. And I know that some of you maybe have not even logged in yet. And this is important that you do that. You need to do the basics to be aware of what you have. For example, if I go to IKEA, This is actually, for those of you that may be international, it's a general store which sells you some affordable furnitures and very clever things that are boxed in a very clever way that requires instructions before you put it together. And I'm using this as an example because this is how I do everything. Is if I buy an item from IKEA and I open the box, I'm going to take all the parts, I'm going to lay them all out, I'm going to take the instructions, I'm going to see and confirm that all the parts are there, so I know what's available to me as I'm putting this piece together. So I don't end up when everything is put together that, oh God, I forgot a very important part in the heart center of this piece that I bought, right? Well, GotBackup is kind of like that, where there's a lot of tools that you can take advantage of to build your business, and not being aware how to utilize them and where they're located, you will find that you may find some challenges that could have been avoided knowing that it's available, or building interest within your social network that knowing that's available, you could have done a much more efficient way of prospecting. And this is what these trainings are so important. So we're going to show you that tips and tricks to leverage from the resources that are out there. We'll talk a little bit about that. Best practices to streamline your business operations. Now, I'm using a demo account here, and I'll share that in a minute, because obviously there's a lot of private information in our personal accounts, but obviously there's not going to be as much information, but it'll be enough for you to understand what you need to do and how to monitor your progress and maximize your results. That's what we want to cover here today. Tammy and I are Blue Diamond with GotBackup. And the reason why we've reached that level is because we apply the concepts and the basic that I'm sharing with you. It's not because we were given a position, because we started from scratch like everybody else. I mean, ask Joel, folks. We started with our own position and we build our network from there. But keep in mind that Tammy and I have been building network marketing for a long time. So we have a great group of leaders that we were able to connect with. And some of them just took off, right? And some of them just there and they don't do all that much. And that's totally cool too. We're here to give and direct people on what to do, not to dictate people on what to do. And that's a very important aspect. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the philosophy and the mindset of building a business. We want to stick to the basics. Okay, so the very first thing here, and Tammy, feel free to step in.
You're going to start showing this stuff?
I am. It's right here.
Oh,
right?
I see.
Yeah.
See, he's got a totally different setup than I do. So yeah, when we're at home in our offices, we have.
She's usually on her own computer.
Yeah.
I'm on my computer, but now we're just kind of working together with my setup, which is always a little weird.
I got it.
Okay, so from here, this is your website, and again, folks, I recommend familiarize yourself with the content that's over here, because there's a really good video here that it just gives you the value of what we have to offer. And the live chat support here, folks, this is not an actual live chat. You might be lucky, but really what it is, you put your name, your email, and your question, and you go from there. Okay, so just want to make sure it's available here. Also, you'll notice that you have some information here, why us packages, the frequently asked questions. These are great. It's a great way to answer a lot of your questions, as a matter of fact.
It's all in your back office.
Exactly. It's all in your back office.
This is the front page. Yeah.
And the other thing too is, if let's say someone wants to get started right now, they're ready to go. What I do is I won't send them. Now, obviously that would have my ID over here. Okay. So it would say something like that, just so you guys can relate to your ID. Okay. And that would actually be my website, which every single one of you have this ID when you enroll. It asks you for it, and that's where it will be displayed over here. Now, what I do, if someone wants to get started right away, I actually will click this button here, and look what's happening here on the top on the address bar. If I click on this button, you'll notice that there's a few more characters, parameters, I'm going to call it, that appears here. And this tells the browser to go exactly in that location. And what we found to convert people better or easier is for them to have less step to do.
Yeah.
The less step, the better. So that's the reason why I suggest to take this link, make sure that's your ID, okay? And then from there, it takes them right on the page. And if they want to enroll, I always recommend them the yearly package. Why? Because the fast start commission, if you recall, is 50% when they first enroll. So if they turn around and they spend the package, which is $99.97, well, if I may round it up to $100, because we're talking about 3 pennies here, this 50% is almost $50. Well, I say almost because I know it's not 90, but let's round it up to $50. If you sponsor 10 people, that's $500. You sponsor, 3, 4, 5 people, and you're looking to earn money now, that's the key. So that's what I usually, this is the strategy that I apply here. So when people click on this, it brings them to the page, and all they need to do is fill in their information over here, okay? And the contact information over here. And they pay with their credit card, which is what most people do, or pay with crypto, okay? And also there is a way that we have what we call a virtual wallet, right? The internal wallet that you can also feed, and if they pay you cash, and send them the link for them to enroll. I'll come back to that a little bit later. But you see here that these are all the options that are pre-selected for you. For example, here is the daily backup, a full year rather than 30-day for just 9 months. This is it's like an insurance policy. If God forbid something happens, is a hurricane, and the building falls up, which I don't think it'll ever happen, but the point here, it's an insurance policy. It's $10 a year, not a month, a year for that. Okay.
Fancy coffee. Yeah.
And the $20, if you've watched any of our presentations, the $20 is the yearly fee to get your business started. I don't know if you've been involved in maybe different network marketing companies, but I assure you it's more than $20 a year. All right. So it's very, very inexpensive. And the remainder over here is the actual service. Okay. So if you take these off what happens? Well, now you're signing up a customer. So this is someone that does not want to build a business. They just want to take advantage of their 6 terabytes to back up their stuff. Okay. That would be a customer. Okay. The moment you select that, then it becomes an associate. And I pay for that every single year. It's not a big deal, $10 a year. And that's where you see the 129, and that's it. If you want to pay in crypto, you obviously need to have your key. And again, if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Okay. So that's kind of the main page I wanted to cover here briefly.
So basically, when we're going to talk about the reseller links that are available, when people go and check that out and they let us know that they're ready to get started, we'll just go ahead and send them that. So it's just a simple process. Or if we're chatting with somebody, they say, sign me up. That's what we're going to send people to. So yeah, so that's why we're sharing this with you.
Okay.
Simple
So
process.
what we're going to do right now is we're going to log in. Okay. Now I'm going to be logging into a demo account. Okay. So let me put my finger here and let's give it a second. Okay, here we go. So you can see here that you will have your ID, which is demo account. You will have your status right over here and the support. Okay. So again, the support is very important because this is where you get the help that you need. So if you click on support, it's going to take you through the ticket support system of GVO. And this applies to all the different services that GVO offers. So we're talking about GotBackup here. So what's happening is if you want to create a ticket, you simply need to say open ticket. When you click on that, it will open a ticket page. You put the title of the subject, what it is. You put the priority, is it urgent? And I'm telling you, folks, they're really good about this. If it's urgent, and folks, if it's not urgent, don't select urgent. Select high or medium. But if it's urgent because you need to sign someone up or something is not working and you're trying to do a demo, whatever the situation may be for you, so select that. And then the category here, this is important because it will send them to the right department where you're dealing with billing. For example, the credit card, maybe there's an issue or whatever this may be. Commission support, you got a paycheck, you're not sure, you don't fully understand why you didn't get this, or or this is there, or whatever the situation may be. Contacting, general support, GotBackup, right? Maybe it's an issue with your software. Let's see here, marketing tools, and of course, there's different languages over here. Okay, so that's there for you. And of course, you would put the comment of your problem over here. The more descriptive you are, the better it'll be.
Yeah, if you got pictures, even better, or videos, yeah.
Yeah, and if you take a snapshot of whatever the situation may be on your computer and you save it on your desktop or whatever this may be for you, then you select a file over here. When you select it here, it will give you an option to whatever files you saved, and then you just add it and then you create your ticket. And then the recipients will see all of that. It will help them providing information. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so let's go back to
and
menu.
they're not going to email you, because a lot of people say, oh, the
Yeah.
company never called me back, or they didn't email me. Everything is done through this portal on support. So when you create a ticket, you got to go back on and click on that ticket that you filled in the information, and you'll see the response.
Yeah, I understand that. So this is the point here. The tickets that are resolved, these are the active ticket. You'll have a number in here. And over here, action required, you need to pay attention to that. That's why it's in red, because it means that they're responding to you. And now you need to respond back to them. Okay. And if it's something that requires more support, it will be handled accordingly based on what's going on. Okay. So, but generally that resolved every problems in our experience. Okay. So let's move back into the member area, because time goes back so fast. Okay. So from there, what's really, really important here, when you begin, you got the digital tool tab here. Okay. And if this is not checked, you just click the little arrow pointing down. It will open all the details when it comes to the tools. Now, what's really important, folks, and this is where I find is lacking support a little bit for folks that are maybe not as experienced in building a network marketing business or a team. What's very important is if you sponsor someone, okay, make sure, and I know they receive emails, but sometimes emails going to spam, they
don't get it,
right?
yeah.
But this is what you need to do here. Show them that you click on this link right over here. When you click on this link, it will open the page to the tools, okay? So it's right over here, okay? So from there, if you have a Windows operating system, okay, like if you have a Dell computer or things like that, that's going to be Windows. If you're dealing with a Mac, trust me, you know it's a Mac. That's the this is just the button you click on. Now, I know there was a question on how do I install the software at one point. If you click on these links here, I'm just open a new tab there, okay? You can see here that it will take you to the video, and you just simply click here.
GotBackup fam.
Okay, and it will explain to you all the details. Watch those videos. That's for Windows. That is for the Mac. Okay. Once it's installed, it's going to look like this. Okay. The icon is right over here. Okay. And this is all you see. This is all you see. So from there, today is June 7th and 9:24. So that's a little close to an hour from ago. There was a backup. These are what we call incremental backups. Every time I add one thing to my computer, which I did this morning, it will pick it up and put it on the cloud for you. Okay. So that's what makes it convenient. That's it. You don't have to do anything from this. But for those of you that may be a little bit more advanced, I just want to share this with you. Okay. Once the software is installed, if you click on their settings, okay, and let's just say that you've installed, the software on another computer, okay, and you would like to back it up on the exact same backup of this computer. You can actually select Advanced, and then from there, restore different computer, okay? So from there, it's going to ask me to, well, obviously, this is the GVO account, so I'm not going to mess this up, but this here is, it's asking, make sure that you are who, that is your account. And then from there, when you click on this, it will give you access. It will show you the different backups that you have. And to go back to this point over here, let me show you what I mean by that. If you click on the auto login over here, okay, that's going to take you to your cloud. Okay. Now, this is the GBU cloud. So this one, there's nothing backed up in there. Okay. But if I was logging into my account, okay, then it would actually go to mine. And maybe I can do this from here. Let's just see. GBU cloud. Oh yeah, that's right. So it's let me log out of that and let me log into mine. There we go. Okay, so that is my cloud. So from there, I have 4 computers. And the reason why this is in red is that computer is in Florida. And we left Florida right now. And I'm assuming the computer probably went to sleep. and it didn't finish the complete backup. But that's okay, because that computer over here, it's an older version of this computer over here. That's the brand new one, which I transferred everything in it when I bought that computer. Okay. This one is backed up. You can see here almost 1 terabyte. Okay. So the fact here is, when I was showing you the different backups, well, it's going to show you a list of these backups. You can choose that particular backup, and every time it does an incremental backup from the other computer, it will continue adding on to the backup you selected. If that doesn't make sense, folks, don't worry about it. For those of you to understand,
you can catch the recording.
Yes.
You can stop and start. It's really, really, really simple. I know often when you get a lot of information, it's easy to shut down, but don't shut down because there's a lot of stuff that we're going to share, and you can just go back to the recording. That's the most important thing, is it is being recorded. So any part that you missed, you can just, fast forward and just hit the target where you want to learn.
That's correct. So what I was showing you here is how to access the cloud, and just showing you that the fact that you can have multiple computers. 6 terabyte is a lot of space here, folks, by the way. Okay.
Yeah,
and of course, you can upgrade limit. If you happen to be using more space, you need another terabyte, you can buy them. Again, it's so cost effective. It is not expensive at all.
And you can add 5 additional members. Remember, 6 people on one account. So if you would click on that, you would just create a username. If it's one of your kids, just throw Alex in there or whatever. Oh, test.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can decide how much you want to give that person.
So let's say I put, I don't know, 500 gigs. I'm going to like that, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you add a new member. Super simple. And then you copy and share. So you share it with the person that you're giving that 500 gigabytes. Is that what
That's
you said?
correct.
And yeah, so you just share it with them, and they would set up their own password.
Correct.
So you don't have access to anybody's information, documents, whatever, pictures, videos. You don't have access to anything. You're just sharing your 6 terabytes with them.
Yeah. So that person that you're sharing that, in this case, the 500 gigs, 500, like 600 gigs was close to that. You don't have access to that part of your drive. This is private to the person that you assign it to. So the information that's been copied and shared there, and I recommend for you to test that. You can cut and paste it somewhere. And then and I don't want to do this because I want people to start using this account and testing things, right? But the fact is, it'll give you an ID, the information that you will email to that person. When that person clicks on the link that they receive, they can, like Tammy said, they can go ahead and start connecting to their cloud, installing the software, and start backing up their stuff. Okay. So this is,
and make sure your account is always active, that you're, that's why the year is really, you pay once, right? For the year, every year you pay. And because monthly, I mean, you can miss by accident, right? Something happened, and you can overlook this. You want to make sure your account is active when you're adding members onto your account to share their storage.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So you want to be responsible with that, because if you're
Yes.
sharing your account with family members or friends, they don't have to stay in the same house. They don't have to be in the same country.
Yeah.
Because just to log in for them to get in and start backing up things.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure, I personally recommend a year package. That way you don't have to worry about every month doing the transaction. But again, it's entirely up to you. If you want to get rid of it, you just click on that. But be very careful, because if you do that, and people have backed up stuff in there and they're counting on their stuff on the cloud, then the moment you do this, you are deleting it.
Yeah.
Okay. It is gone. So you are responsible for the information that you're sharing with your family members. Okay. And of course, over here, if you click on these buttons over here, again, that's his installation, which we show on every presentations that we do. That's the same one here. It's really the same video, because it applies.
Simple.
That's right, to all devices. It's either the App Store or the Google Play Store. Okay. And but you just go to the App Store, Google Play Store, search for GotBackup, and simply install, and then follow the instructions. And the ID and the password that you use to log into this account, it will be the exact same one you will specify when the app prompts you for the ID and the password. Okay. It's as simple as that. Now, Chami, if you want to check if there's any questions or anything like that, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, let's carry on. Oh yeah, if you forgot your login details, okay, let's say your computer remembers your password, you forgot what it is. You could check it out here. And I'm not going to click on the I right now because I want people to start logging in here. But if you click on the I, it will expose the password so you can see it. Okay. And very often folks forget what the password is. And
but they can't get in their back office.
No, but sometimes it remembers your password,
I see.
but
Yeah,
you forgot it, right?
Yeah,
so that's a good way to do it over here. Otherwise, you have to create a ticket. And if you can't log into your account, then you can actually create a ticket from outside. You know, when at the beginning, when it says live and you put your name and your email, well, just mention I forgot my password, need some support there, or work with your upline. You know, there's a lot of things that we can do together. But the fact is, and it will reset your password and making sure that you're able to log in or set it up to something that is easy for you to log in. Okay.
It's 10:30, so we got to speed up.
I get it. So from there, here's what's really important, folks. The reseller tools. Okay, there's English, French, Italian, and Spanish. So let's click on English. Okay, let me get rid of this here. Now, this, folks, is very important. Now, we're not going to go through all the details over here. There are different trainings, which, by the way, I just want to take a little pause on that. If I go to YouTube, okay, and if I search for global virtual opportunity, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that into the comment section, okay, and take note of that. You can cut and paste this. And if you search for that, it will find the actual account, and you can click on that. Okay.
And make sure that you subscribe to the channel and make sure all your team members are subscribed to the channel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is currently live. Okay. But if you click on playlists, this is where everything is stored. You can see all past recordings of, probably not every single presentations are there, but you can certainly access them. Virtual events are here. Tammy and I did some 90-day campaigns at the beginning of the year. Check this out. It's really cool. These are success cycle series. These are principles in building network marketing from, the 80s to up to today. Well, obviously today things have evolved a little, but the concepts are constants. It's very straightforward. We have here the African community presentations. They do an amazing presentation. These are the trainings. Last Saturday, Joel did a wonderful training. If you didn't check it out, click on that. You can go ahead and click on full playlist. When you click, you can see all the trainings that were done in the past. Okay.
So all the Saturday trainings are there.
Yeah. So this one here today, for example, will be right on top here once this is completed. Okay. But you can go back here and, for example, understanding and we'll talk about that in a minute here because we're not going to go into details, but there's a new funnel that was added on. We'll come back to that in a second here. But this is a training and information that was provided by Joel, who created this funnel. And folks, you need to understand that Joel has made millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's why he has this company, right? Through email marketing and affiliate and so forth. And you want to learn from this guy. So I would recommend to watch this particular training. And there's a lot of things. Mastering the lead capture system in GotBackup. So the lead capture system, we'll touch on that, but not in details. The reason why I'm pointing this out to you is because obviously we can't go into details, but you can go into details by going back in time and watch some of those trainings. Okay?
Yeah. And if you want to take your online skills to another level, Joel, in the VIP Boss Street, Joel does such an amazing job. I learned so much going through his course. So we'll show you how to access that as well. So let's
what I just pointed out over here on the comment, folks, is this link to get into this playlist. Okay. So obviously we need to move forward here, but the fact here is these are the tools that are available to you. This is the older version. Still, it will convert. And every time someone puts their name and their email, we'll touch on that. It goes into an email list that you can choose to email your stuff, or you can buy those emails prepared for you that your recipients will be receiving. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, and you get messages on that when he has a new co-op. Make sure you get yourself signed up. And so if you're looking for leads, if you say I don't know a lot of people, this is an opportunity to have leads.
Absolutely. So again, this is if the person wants to sign up right away, I would give him that. These are great if you want to do Facebook ad campaigns, because again, it doesn't show a video because you probably have a little video clip as to why they clicked on your ad, and it will take them right here just to capture their name and their email, which will end up into the email campaign that are pre-populated for you with your GotBackup business, which is such an amazing deal. For $9.97, I have never seen ever that amount of tools available for $10 a month. Never, 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 never. This is what you got.
Yeah, and on the left-hand side, right beside that ad copy, that's your link. So you want to copy that to attend the webinars, but invite your prospects to your own personal link so that they can get on the Wednesday night presentations. And if you want to invite them to the training so they see, the basic fundamentals, that's fine too.
And the reason why this is important is because when you get this link, which will have your ID, if they choose to enroll, it creates what we call cookies. Don't worry about what it is.
The word.
It does something that stores in your computer for the next 90 days. It tells GotBackup that this person that signed up belongs to that person with this ID. It's really cool. It's very sophisticated. A lot of things going on behind the scene that you don't know of. This is a strategy as to why you want to use these links that are available to you, because it tells the system that this person was introduced by that person because they're using this ID on that link that they clicked on to view the presentation. Okay. So you don't need to understand all of this. All I'm saying, it's magic and it works. Okay. So again, these funnels here are designed for people that maybe want to try it for 7 days for free, but between you and I, this one over here is brand new.
I love the new one. I love the new one. It really works.
Yeah. And we did a training, not last week because Joel did the training, but the week prior to that. And you can go through the list I shared with you on exactly how it looks like on the back end when someone click on this link and registers. Yeah. It's really, really well done. And Joel constantly improved the information that they see, because he's looking at the amount of conversion. Conversion means that people are actually that click on that link end up buying into GotBackup. He analyzes this all the time, and he keeps improving that tool here, folks. Again, this is something that people don't realize, but that's the kind of service that you don't get anywhere. You get it because Joel is a giver. In the same time, he cares for his team, which is his company, of course, and he provides information to help us make more money by increasing the conversion. So this is a very, 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 very powerful tool that is in your arsenals of tools in your GotBackup Back Office, again, under your reseller tools. And of course, there's different languages here. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm going to cover from that, okay, because I'm not going to go here, guys. I want to focus more on the lead capture system, because the lead capture system is extremely important. Again, that is included into your $10 a month. So what's going on over here is you have here messages, and under messages, don't click on it. Just put your mouse over it. You notice that there's a follow-up broadcast. These are the two links that are important for you right now, okay? The follow-up link over here, when you click on that, these are the emails that will be automatically sent to the list that they opt into. Let me give you an example. If I click on follow-up right now, okay? So let's just wait till he gets there.
And there's trainings on all of this as well. We won't go into details on this. Yeah.
So what you see on the right-hand side here, these are all the different lists that are coming from the tools that you have been introduced to earlier when I talked about the reseller tools. So for example, the older ones that are there will end up into what we call the pre-enrollee. Okay. So in the pre-enrollee, okay, if you bought, when you signed up with GotBackup, there are a few upsells. And some people are wondering what this is all about. Well, this is exactly what it's about. It's giving you the option to buy some emails that are done for you.
Yeah. Convenient.
So, yes. So let's say you buy and you pay for the $199. This will give you 30 emails. Yeah. If you say no and you click and it says, well, do you want the one for $99? That's the list that you're going to get right here. There's 10. Okay.
Yeah, 20 and 10. Yeah.
That's what it is. 20 and 10. Okay. So from there, what happens is if you click, and again, there are trainings that go, but if you click on the I, you can actually see what the email looks like. Okay. You can see here the reason why it's our pictures because we've been doing some trainings.
Yeah, on it,
and when you
yeah.
see them, you'll see when I added this picture of ourselves there, and it's a little bit small. I would make it bigger. And these are the links on the bottom of the email. We call it signature links that you can send them to your social media platforms and so forth. Okay. So this is all there. When you click on the pen, you can edit these messages. When you click on the plus, you can add a message below. I don't recommend to mess with messages if you've never done email marketing before, because what Joel does, they are trigger words. These trigger words get people to open the email. It's a bit of a science. And if you turn around and you try to master your English by changing things in the way you feel should be written, you might miss out on these trigger words that may not get the same open rate. Okay. So
and you can purchase, if you didn't purchase them at the very beginning, you can go to Marketplace and purchase them. And we highly recommend it. Chris and I, we know that Joel is the guy, you know, to create the excitement for people to join. So when we joined, we decided, you know what, we're going to buy the emails so we can see how they're done. And once you see how they're done, then if you wanted to create your own, you can create your own. Some of you are masters at this, but I'm talking to the average person who's never done email marketing system before. You might as well invest in yourself and have this work for you, and you just personalize it. And we got a training on all of that.
Yeah. So what's happening here, folks, is the pre-enrollee. That's what we talked about. Yeah. Okay. The resellers, this is when someone decides to become a GotBackup member. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you can add, the reason why they're here, these are when we did our trainings, we were showing you the first emails that we send. Yeah. And if you click on the open here, I'm assuming it'll be one of ours exactly. Yeah. So you can see that that's the message that we send to welcome people. These are the things that they can do. Of course, things have evolved since then, but the point here is it's an example. And the reason why I appreciate that is because I like my business to be automated. Yeah. And by the way, Milford and Foley, I know you guys have some questions. We'll come back to them in a minute. So this here is, I'm trying to automate the business automatically. Yeah. So if someone signs up, they know exactly what to do. But remember that you may end up in people's spam. So I recommend folks that I sign up to check their spam folder to make sure that the email is not there and to move it into their inbox. And when it does that, it tells your software, your email software program that, oh, you want those emails, don't put them in a junk next time. Mm-hmm. Okay. So just to continue here, these are the different languages here. Now, here's something that's really, really important here. Again, this is a strategy to help you support your business. If someone's credit card didn't go through for whatever reason, again, that's another thing that GotBackup does, is they will send that person into that email list. Mm-hmm. Okay. So of course it'll be empty for you. So what Tammy and I did in some of the trainings, again, mastering the lead capture system, you want to go there. And then we walk through, okay, if you click on this, here's what we did. How can we help? So we're telling folks that this, again, is the demo. We realize that your account's been suspended. Can we help you? And then I have a booking. You can use Google Calendar. I'm using a different system that's a bit more sophisticated. When you click on that, I'll give you a quick example here. You click on that, it will send them to our booking line. I just want to show you how this could be efficient. And then over here, they can book an appointment with Tammy and I just by selecting our availability. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that now. So
these are our personal signups, our personal members. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, so again, it's just to show you the content. So the moment someone becomes suspended, automatically the system puts them into that campaign. It's up to you to fill that in. That's why we have these trainings over here.
Okay, let's go through some of the other stuff.
One more thing, if someone cancel the system, there should be because, here we go, GotBackup cancel. Okay, that's the one here. And again, it's because that's a demo account. So people don't really cancel because they're not here, but obviously there's no emails here. Okay. So the bottom line is that in our personal account, I have there that they cancel their account. We're sorry to see them leave. Would love to be able to understand why they cancel their account, blah, blah, blah. So again, we're trying to interact with them. It's an automatic process. So folks, this is all there for you to help you build your business. And all that is in the lead capture system. Now, one more thing I want to focus on the lead capture system. I told you there's 2 links for you to focus on. These are the follow-up that are automated for you. As long as there's content in your emails, it will be efficient for you.
If they pay for it, yeah.
Yes, if you buy those emails. Yeah. And I recommend to do it.
Otherwise, it's blank, yeah.
Correct. And then from there, broadcast. So for example, every single time that we have a presentation on Wednesday or Friday or Saturday, every single week, Tammy and I prepare our emails on Monday or Sunday, and we book them for the week. Okay. And they're all going to be listed over here. And it's the same strategy here. You can click on the X to get rid of it. If you click on the I, I'm not sure what's in here right now. It's just, I guess, some demo stuff. Okay. So for example, you can encourage people to sign up, right? And, you existing people. And then from there, let me give you an example. If I click the pen to open it, okay, what you can do is you can turn and all these lists, see these lists that we're telling you, the people the resellers, the pre-enrollee, that's in French, obviously you would select the English. And let's say there's other things. People came in from the free trial, maybe the autopilot, that would be the English one. So I can add them all in here, okay? And all these people will receive the email that you choose to prepare over here. Join my team today and opt in now, boom. Okay, it's just an example that's here. If you want to get rid of it, you just click on it again, okay? And that's all there is to it, folks. It's really, really straightforward. So let me go back. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, I want to move forward because
it's just because it's such an important
15 minutes.
No, I get it. But see, my goal here today is to be as efficient as possible to help you build your business and manage your business. And this is exactly what this is all about. That's how you manage your business based on people opting in from those leads. Okay.
Yeah. And there's trainings also on the lead capture system training. That's why Chris shared with you the global virtual opportunities. Look for Saturday trainings. There's lots of stuff that are more detailed. And I just wanted to add to it. I learned how to do this stuff just by clicking on the watch the training video on the yellow right there, the orange, sorry.
Just to answer your question, so Darlene, yes, the GotBackup is really, really kind, and it will give people an opportunity to download, and you have quite a bit of time. I don't recommend to wait last minute, but yes, absolutely, they will make sure they know that your stuff is precious for you, and it will give you an opportunity to take your stuff and download back to maybe your local drive or somewhere else, wherever you want. Yes, the answer is yes, Darlene. Now, I just want to go back here on mail forward.
60 days, I think.
Yeah, I think you have like
60
2
days.
months, right?
60
So
days.
more than enough. It's very generous. Most companies don't give you 2 months to do that. Okay, so mail forward, I didn't, let's see here what it says. I did a co-op, but since they switched the link to the co-op are now showing in a GotBackup in a different funnel and not in a SendShark.
No, it's not in SendShark.
Now, what it is, Melford,
pre-enrolled.
yeah, they're pre-enrolled. So they're not going to go into SendShark. And this is a bit more specific to you, Melford. So I recommend you go to the tech support and they will help you with this because they end up into the pre-enrollee. You know, the pre-enrollee I talked to you about, that's where they end up.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know eventually they're going to be working with the autopilot, which is the one I want because the autopilot is a lot more sophisticated. Let's see what the other question here. From Folik, good morning, Chris and Tammy. Can you show me where to locate the funnel and how did I locate in the website and how to email? Okay,
so you already went through that.
I think I went through all of that. So you should be you should be able to go back to the recording.
Yeah.
And remember, we have many trainings that are out there. Let me continue, see if there's anything else. Okay, I think we're good. And Marketplace doesn't have email side, and the support button doesn't open. I'm not sure, Booty. I recommend you go to the tech support because we can't go specifics on one-on-one. It'll be too time consuming. Okay, so let's carry on here. Here's another one.
The extra tools,
The extra promo tool, folks, are very important. You probably notice that whenever Tammy and I do a presentation, you always have the marketing video that are showing. And I want to show you here, promotional, let's see here, promotional video. I think it's in here. Not this one there. Just trying to, let me just click on that. Social media, training video, because I've done that a while back. Promotional content, maybe? English?
Yeah, I think so. There we go.
Okay. So you'll notice here that there are a few things and a few extra videos here. If you're looking for example, you see when I present and there's a tour and Joel walks in the back end and you show the back end and talk about the security and everything else. That's the video over here. Okay. This is a comp plan training here. There's extra videos over here. And that's the one I was telling you about.
These are marketing.
For example, the 15 seconds here. Every time I start a presentation, I always start with that. It's a 15-second countdown. It just gives a bit of a professional kind of look as you begin your presentation, okay? These are all the different things that are available here. Let's go to the Spanish, French, Italian,
you can
Russian.
just go through all of this stuff and
Yes.
see what's available for you to leverage for your business. Yeah.
Correct.
And
So,
you got the different languages.
so that was the extra promotional
Mhm,
tool, okay?
mhm.
That's a Send Sharp promotional link. Again, it's part of the arsenal of GVO, and it's another more sophisticated email provider to connect, and it's very inexpensive compared to competitors, folks, and it's amazing what they provide. But again, you have the free version here with the lead capture system, and that's what we would just walk you through here. When you get into the VIP access,
Very
these are other services that are here. I'm not going to cover that today,
No.
but I think what's important is understanding your business, okay? The very first thing that you need to do if you're in business and you are doing work and there's an income coming to you, you obviously want to get paid, okay? So the very first thing that you want to do here is commission payment option.
Yeah.
When you click on that,
Set yourself up.
okay, and monitor if there's anything.
Yes, set yourself up to get paid.
Okay. So what's happening here is there's two options. There's Wise. I don't know. I see a lot of promotion on Wise right now. I see that in Toronto all the time in buses.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
so they're doing huge marketing here.
They are.
But me personally, I prefer Pay Quicker because Pay Quicker gives you more flexibility. For example, in GotBackup, we get paid in US dollars. Okay. I don't want to convert my US dollars in Canadian dollars the moment I get paid. I don't want the bank to benefit from all my work. I want the bank to be useful when I need them to. So from there, I choose it just happens that I know in Canada, in many countries, you can have multiple currency accounts. So for example, we have, Tammy and I, we have a US account and we have a Canadian account. I like to keep things in US. So I find that Pay Quicker is a lot more user-friendly that way. You select the account, and I have one in the United States, I have one in Canada, and I can choose which account do I want to deposit my US dollars into. If you happen to be in Ghana or whatever market you happen to be in, the Philippines or different parts of the world, or maybe Latin America, the point here is you can choose where the money, it will end up into a portal. I'm not going to get into details there, but and then from there you can choose which account to put them in. What's really important.
I found, just on a personal note, I just found that Pay Quicker was an easier process to set up than Wise. Just so you know.
Yeah. Wise is a bit more regulated, and not that Pay Quicker is not. Pay Quicker, in fact, is much older than Wise, and it's a much bigger company, by the way. But I like it, and the fact here is, Pay Quicker, you don't set up anything. What you do is you just select this button here and you put your email address, okay? And once you put your email address, from there, it's going to send you an email the moment that GotBackup sends a payment to your account, okay? So what's happening is Pay Quicker and GotBackup are in communication. There's a payment that goes into your portal, and then you're going to receive an email. And always check your spam if you know you got a payment. Just make sure it happens. But once you find this email, then you're going to go through the process of registering your account. Okay, straightforward. With Wise, if you select that, you'll go through a process of creating the account with them, and then you're going to connect it to your account, which is you're going to do also something with Pay Quicker, but Pay Quicker will only trigger the moment there's a payment waiting for you. Okay, so that's what I wanted to mention here. Okay, there's a bit of details there. So if we go back to, for example, your commissions, when you click on this, let's just wait for a response. What time do we have? Okay, we still have 8 minutes. So all your commissions will go here. You can check weekly, monthly, yearly. So I usually like to say monthly. And obviously for the month of, now remember, that's not an active account, so there won't be much there. But in May, you can turn around and search. And what is going to happen, it's going to show you everything that you've earned in the month of May in 2025. Okay, so that may take a little bit of time. Oh, here we go. Okay, so obviously there's no commission here because it's not an active account. If it was a real account, you will see a report all down here, okay, with all the different aspects. As you know, there's 7 ways to get paid in GotBackup. As you move up in rank, and again, this is a GotBackup. This will end up into the compensation plan training. The details will be there, but you'll have different display, a different layout of where the money comes from, okay? And it's really, really nicely done. And we've done some trainings on that.
Yeah, and it's good to click on everything to see what's available. We're not going to go too much into detail. Let's go into the live webinars, Chris, so we can show them how to see what's available for the live webinars.
I think live over here, live
Right
webinars. Okay, let's click on that.
You know what's really important is to invite people to these presentations. Let the presentations do the work for you. Everybody wants things easier, right? In business, well, this is the easiest you're going to get, is to share that webinar link that's personalized to you, and just invite, whether you're doing it social media or whether you're doing it, running into people or just having a list. Yeah, invite.
Absolutely. So again, folks, the information is here. This is a webinar replay. This here, I mean, you can go but here's what's important is your recognition rank up. Not enough people are monitoring this. And of course, because it's not an active account, there's no sponsors here. GotBackup doesn't sponsor anybody, right? So what happens is you would have a list of all the members that are in your business. Is that okay if I log into mine to show them that one?
Well, you don't need to.
Yeah.
We do, Chris, we only have 5
so
minutes.
you would have a list of all the members. And what's really important is that you can create a flyer. It will give you an opportunity to create a flyer. And you'll probably notice in the GotBackup Facebook group, or if you're part of a Telegram group, that often we're going to post. I start posting when there's gold and above. Okay, because otherwise it's just every single day there's people that will sponsor one person, become bronze, and a silver. That means that someone they sponsor became a copper, and so forth. So the fact here is you'll have an option there to actually select the flyer, and then you can download it and you can post them. And I highly recommend, remember, baby cried for it, adults die for it. Recognition is so important.
Yeah, we can add that to next week's training.
Yeah, and we've done some trainings on that. We've done some trainings on that.
Even the welcome, when somebody gets started, it makes people feel welcome when you create their flyer. I always make sure that they put their picture icon at the top.
Yeah, and Andrew, you're absolutely correct. To play around with your back office, because obviously in a live account, you'll have more live data for you to, and it's just there. It doesn't require training. It's there. Click a button and you download the flyer, and it's pretty straightforward. And you can welcome new members over here. But here's what's really important here is the new member comp plan rank. This is where you know where you are at this point. Okay, so it just says here that you're a bronze associate. Okay, so there's information here for the sake of training, but that particular position has sponsored 5 people. Okay, and just again, it's not an active position, so but technically you would have people on the left, people on the right, and this here it will tell you what you need to know to qualify for your ranks. Again, I'm not going to go to a training here, but as a bronze, you need to sponsor 1 person. To become a copper, this is your building block. You're asking yourself, what do I need to do to make money in GotBackup? Well, first of all, you need to become a copper. That means that you sponsor 1% on the left side, 1% on your right side. That's it. Now,
and duplicate that.
That's when duplication occurs.
Yeah.
That's when you become a silver because someone in your business became copper. This is what this says here. Okay. And as a gold, now you got 5 people that you sponsored, but you need 2 on your left, 2 on your right. Look at this, all the way up to black diamond. That's all it requires for that particular requirement. But then after that, you need to have at least 25 people in your business. Why is this happening? Not because you necessarily sponsor 25, you just may, but it's because the team is duplicating by also becoming copper. They become copper, they become copper. So now there's 25 people in your business. Okay.
We can do a training next week just on this alone with the 4 benchmarks, because I find it really important is the building business aspect and what you need to duplicate. If you want to succeed and not always have to be the one that's doing the work, the power of duplication can duplicate very fast with many people if you keep it simple.
And the comp plan is designed to pay you more money when you start duplicating your business.
Absolutely.
That's why we want you to be part of these trainings. So you understand what are the requirements for you to do. It's not just about you doing all the work. It's about you doing the work, but duplicating what you did. So everybody does a little bit, ends up being a big deal over time, as you can see here. And you can see here that you need 3 coppers. You need 4, 5, 6. And as you move up in rank, there's more people because duplication is occurring. And look at this. When you're a platinum, tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 2 is 3 times what tier 1 pays. You need to sponsor 10 people. But look at this. It doesn't change as a sapphire, as an emerald, same thing. The only difference is the amount of people that are in your team and the duplication that occurs.
Okay.
Very straightforward.
Okay. So there's an FAQ section. If you have any questions, check it out because there's a lot of information there that's going to help you. Like, and many people say, well, how do I move somebody from my holding tank? Right there, number 5. Very simple instructions. And then you've got the marketplace. Chris, go to the marketplace.
Where is that?
Right below the FAQ.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to speed up the process here because I'm looking at the time.
It's all good.
So you got the marketplace. Anything that you haven't purchased, you're going to see in the marketplace area. And then if below the marketplace, you've got join the social media, make sure you're part of the Facebook group. You want to be plugged into everything that's going on. There you go. Excellent. And then the final one that I want to go into, Chris, is if you're looking for online marketing stuff or really how to build a solid team and organization, VIP coaching. I mean, for the price, what, $10 a month for the price, the value you get. I mean, just from Joel's training, I was just blown away.
Yeah.
And
for some
there's
reason,
going to be more
it looks like
added
there's something going on here, but it needs to be fixed. But that's designed to help you go further into the network marketing aspect of things,
or
email marketing, online marketing, affiliate marketing,
email,
leadership, how to build leadership, how to create layers of leadership. That's another thing. And it's just awesome. It's also commissionable. So just so you know, guys.
Yeah, I actually took my email marketing strategies to another level, and I was getting more opens and more clicks because of that coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this impressed. Is the demo account. It could be the reason why this is happening, folks.
Oh, maybe
because that's the reason why, because the ID doesn't match. I got you. Yeah, that's right. So if I was in my account, you probably won't see that. And take advantage of this, folks, because this is going to be a growing community to go deeper into the philosophy and the details of building a successful business. Tammy and I have made a career in this business. Joel has made a career in the online and affiliate marketing aspect of things, folks. So this is there to help you. And so lots of information. Now, the last thing I want to touch on very quickly, what time is it? 1:01. Okay.
11:01.
It's just very quickly is the internal wallet. Where the heck it was? Just look, here we go, right here. Right there. Now, the internal wallet, folks, we've done some trainings on that. You can go back on the playlist, but you can see here in this particular example, there's $62 in this particular account. Okay. So from there, if I want to sponsor someone, I simply need to create an invitation link. Okay. And on invitation link, if I click on that, I can create a link. And then from there, let's just see, it's going to say which package do they want to. Obviously, I can only do the monthly package. It's only $62, knowing that they need $20 to get started and they need a $9.97. Okay. So it's like $29.97. So from there, let's say I do, in this case, if you want the full year, and let's say I don't want that, then it's $29.97 over here. If you want that, it's going to be $30. As long as the information there, the moment you create the link, and you would put here the link for my friend, your description, so your friend gets, what is that link all about? Oh, okay, that's my GotBackup sign up. And then from there, it will create the details for your new associate, which is prepaid because you have the money here. GotBackup received the payment. Now they're good for month 1. And of course, they need to set their auto ship. So I would probably select a year in this case, knowing that, you don't want to have to, if they don't have a credit card, you don't have to deal with that every single month. Okay. So that's, again, something that's really cool. You can refill it. You can transfer the funds to someone else for them to sign up. And again, we've done some trainings on that. You can go back on all of this.
There's details on all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
And like I said, in a lot of the back office, you're going to see an icon with watch this video, and you're going to learn how to do
you want to point them out to what you're talking about here? So if I go back here.
Just go to, for example, lead capture system.
Okay, I'm going to digital tool.
I'll just go there really quick, you guys.
Okay.
Anywhere you see an orange video, honestly, watch it. go to follow up.
Let's see. Let's go back to pre-enroll, maybe. Not this one. What would it be? Maybe let's go back to
Go broadcast. Go to broadcast.
Mhm.
Yeah, because follow up. There we go. Yeah,
She's
so
talking about this.
it teaches you how to create a broadcast, and from there you're going to learn how to create follow up.
Hey there, this is Dave Gardner, and I'm
yeah.
super excited.
Yeah, so there's phenomenal trainings with Dave. So
Yeah. So again, whenever you see a little orange icon like this on the top right corner, click on it,
take the
watch
time.
the video, and of course, remember that the FAQ has all the information in there also. So this is a really good place for you to park and familiarize yourself with all of these things, because most of the issues you might be having. Now, the one thing I just want to touch very quickly, I know there was an issue where I'm getting an error message when I'm trying to back up my stuff. Here's one thing I would suggest for you to do. If, let's say, you're having a hard time communicating with your cloud through the app, what you can do is make sure the app is not running. Make sure you exit, okay? And then go back and install it again. Don't delete it from your computer. Don't do an uninstall. Just make sure that you exit the application, because if it's running and you try to install it, it will say, hey, I can't install it, the same thing's running. So you have to quit the application, okay? And so again, maybe I should be a little bit more. If I click on here, you see quit the application here, and then go back.
I can't see it because you went full screen.
Let me go back here. Because this is important. I just want to help you, because many of you could have solve your issues here. So let me just go back to the welcome. Okay. And what I'm saying here is, if I go to my app here, you want to quit the application. Okay. So again, if I go here, that's the GotBackup app over here. I want to quit. Once it's done, then you simply go back into use this tool. Okay. And from there, I would go through the process of installing it again. So just download the application. Okay. If you had one already there, it's going to say you add a number 2 in there. Double click on this one, whatever it is, Mac or Windows, and reinstall it. It's going to reset the setting to the original state. And then from there, just go through the process, log into your account, because it's going to ask you to log in because you just did a reinstall. And most likely your problem is solved, just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
you can see in red, you can see the extra support and trainings. So not everybody likes to watch a video. Some people like to have content, and it's all there.
Yes.
All there. Just go through it and learn what's available. Every step by step, you can see it's a really simple process, but you do have to go through it.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we've covered the 101 training here, folks. It's a very straightforward thing. At the end of the day, you just need to be willing to learn, and just take a little bit of patience and apply yourself. Okay. Don't just expect, well, no, someone has to do this for me. This is your business, and your business will be as effective as you make it to be. If you treat it as a lemonade stand on the side road, and again, if you're 5 years old, that's an awesome idea. But if you're in your 20s or 30s, again, the amount of results you're going to get is going to be based on the effort and the amount of, I'm going to say the word seriousness, that you apply into building your network. Tammy and I take these very seriously. It's the reason why we are Blue Diamond. We got backup. Our goal is to reach Black Diamond, and I assure you we will get there. But we're not going to get there alone. We're going to get there by educating you, showing you how it's done, and helping our team evolve.
Yeah, and if I can just add one more thing, Chris, because we hear this all the time. I don't know how. You got to eliminate that from your vocabulary. If you want to grow and you want to help others evolve, that has got to be eliminated. You got to change that into I'm open to learn.
I'm able and willing.
To learn. Yeah,
I'm able and willing.
Learn. Yeah, and learn something new every day, even if it's something small. And the more you practice, the better you get. Okay, so learn, because it's the best thing. And the world is evolving so fast, so you don't want to get left behind. Correct. I mean, I look at my grandkids, and they see us evolve. We're grandparents, and we can do more than most people can do at our age. Why? Because we don't have, I don't know how, in our vocabulary. We just figure it out. We learn. We go to YouTube. we do things and we just learn things every day.
Yes. Don't let the environment of today's
Mm-mm.
world impact your mood, folks.
Exactly.
Whatever happens in the world will happen with or without you.
Mhm.
How you surround yourself around the environment is what will determine your results.
Exactly.
Don't be a victim of the environment that we're facing. Create your own environment.
Mhm.
And this is what GotBackup is all about. Always remember,
Exactly.
Dropbox has over 700 million. It took them over 10 years to get there.
Mhm.
Actually, more than that. It took them 7 years to get a momentum, but it took them 13, 14 years to get to 7 million users.
Yeah.
GotBackup is barely 2 years old, and we're just getting started, and the service is evolving. And I'm telling you, when we hit momentum, you want to be ready. You want to be ready for rain. Plant your seeds, folks, because when rain comes, you want your seed to be in the ground. And that's what I mean. Prospect, prospect, prospect. Use the tools. Go back to the training that we talked about on the YouTube channel, and I assure you, you will benefit greatly. Don't give up on your dreams. Live the life that you want to live, not the life that you have to live.
Yeah.
And Tammy and I will keep doing this and saying this for the rest of our lives until I can breathe. So have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And I know there's many wonderful presentations that are going to take place. I know there's some tomorrow, there's some Mondays, and take advantage of your team leadership and attend their events, their trainings, or presentation. It will serve you well. Have yourself a great,
Absolutely.
great weekend. Bye for now.
Have a great weekend.